Welcome back to Filter Coffee Football. We are here to talk about the ongoing Women's Euros tournament today. While the women's game is growing leaps and bounds with Arsenal and Dutch attacker Vivianne Miedema featuring in the latest Adidas promos alongside Mohamed Salah, it is fair to say that the larger world of football remains fairly ill-informed regarding the ongoings even at the highest levels in the women's game. As we record this, the semi-finals are yet to be played, though you will already know the results by the time you watch this video. Let's plot the path of our semi-finalists. Our first semi-finalist, Sweden, ranks second in the world, only behind current World Cup holders United States, and are strong contenders to make it to the finals. Having topped their group with 2 wins and a draw, and dominating their quarterfinals tie against Belgium despite only a 1-0 win on paper, the Swedes will aim to push past hosts England in their semi-final tie. Sweden has lost the Euros final 3 times since winning the inaugural competition way back in 1984 and will desperately try to add another title to go with that maiden victory. Moving on to their opponents and tournament hosts England. Still waiting on a major trophy, the English will be highly motivated in front of their home crowd to push their way all the way through to the finals. Despite being placed in a relatively easy group, England not only managed to win all 3 games, but also scored a whopping 14 goals without reply, including an 8-0 drubbing of Norway. They followed it up with a dramatic win against Spain, who are missing their talismanic midfielder Alexia Putellas through an ACL injury. Despite being on the back foot for the most part, England came from behind to equalize at the 84th minute through Ella Toone and a screamer from outside the box by Georgia Stanway in the 96th minute of normal time to seal a place in the semi-finals. Though Sweden go into the match as favourites, England boasts the home advantage and the confidence of a win coming from behind, not to mention the Arsenal sensation Beth Mead, the current tournament top scorer at 5 goals. On the other side of the draw, we have the 2 heavyweights in France and Germany. France, like Sweden, had a relatively easy run in the groups, but managed to dispatch a strong Dutch team with relative ease in the quarterfinals. The 1-0 scoreline is a poor reflection of the massive 13 shots on target that France mustered throughout the 90 minutes and extra time. The winning goal came from the spot in extra time on the 102nd minute through Yves Perisset to push France into the semi-finals, as this golden generation aims to finally end France's trophy drought. And now we move on to the most trophy-laden team in the competition's history. Germany boasts a massive 8 European titles to go along with their 2 World Cup trophies. They have, however, not won any major accolades since the 2016 Olympic gold. Coming into this tournament with a view to reclaim their dominance, this German side has been nothing short of excellent. Having breezed past the toughest group on paper and following it up with a 2-0 win against Austria while giving their opponents absolutely no chance in the fixture. Despite the history of the country in international competitions, this group of players, however, still doesn't have quite the experience of champions, which puts them on a fairly even footing with their French counterparts going into this semi-final. This is sure to be a nail-biter. All in all, we have 4 incredible teams with a lot to prove going into the final stages of this tournament. Whichever team manages to lift the trophy will mark a landmark achievement for their respective nations. Will the likes of Sweden and Germany re-establish their age-old dynasties, or can England and France finally break new ground in this year's tournament? The finals will be held on the 31st of July at Wembley Stadium, Eastern Time. If this video has built any excitement, be sure to catch the tournament and show your support for the women's game. Also, please like, share and subscribe to the channel.